Hey, Slay Babes. Welcome to Ready, Set, Slay. I am your host, Jenaé Rosé. I have an amazing guest today for episode 12. Before I introduce them, I'm going to keep you in suspense. I'm going to get right into my outfit of the day and makeup of the day before we get started. I am in typical Jenaé, very relaxed, some tights and a shirt, have on my Nikes. We love Nike. And my makeup of the day is actually, we're in this weird, it's May, but it's kind of still cool. So I have a nice warm eye. It's actually the Makeup Shayla palette from ColourPop. I'm waiting for her newest palette. So I have that on my eyes. Of course, Fenty Beauty is my foundation that I have been loving. I'm obsessed. I try to go to something different, but I'm always back to Fenty. And my lip is actually a Tom Ford lip. So just a nice little vampy, mauvey look for today. Okay, so now I'm going to let y'all in on my guest. This is somebody who I've actually been following for a really long time. You guys know I love photography. It's like that thing that I wish I knew more about. So today's guest is the one and only Ricky Codio. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Now talk to us about your outfit of the day.
So I'm very big on my brand and branding. So I typically have a closet full of just my own clothes. I mean, I have other stuff, of course, but yeah, I like to wear my own.
Absolutely, yeah.
I feel like, I'm always consistently pushing my brand, and it's also about comfortability. My logo feels like a shield for me. I always like walking around with it.
Nice.
And, it's like a sense of accomplishment.
Nice. Talk to me about your logo. Did you come up with it or?
No. A friend of mine did. She's a graphic designer.
Nice.
In Madeira, and she created for me like 5-6 years ago.
Nice. I love it.
Anytime I would look for a new logo, I always go back to it.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so for people who are under the rock who don't know who Ricky Codio is, please tell us about yourself. Tell us about your whole resume, your Rolodex of great accomplishments that I'm obsessed with.
I'm terrible at speaking about myself, but I'm a photographer going on 10 years now.
Nice.
Did it straight out of high school. So most of my 20s,
nice,
focusing on building my name and working for myself and everything like that.
Okay.
Well, I have two studios in Allegheny area that I work with. I typically do a lot of studio work.
Okay.
And I'm also like I travel a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So the kind of photographer I think I am, I'm more of like a beauty fashion
yes,
photographer. My favorite things to shoot is beauty. Mm-hmm. Oh, and of course, maternity. I do a lot of that too.
Yes, you do.
So that's one of the things that I fell into, but I really, really love.
Nice.
And I really enjoy the creativity that comes with doing maternity shoots.
Okay.
So that's kind of been the things I've been focusing a lot on.
Nice.
So.
Okay, you being so modest. We didn't talk about like how you're published, how you did some stuff with the movie Creed, all that good stuff. Talk to us about that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I did some of the photos for Creed. I worked on a team that worked on it. I
Nice.
did the studio lighting and stuff on the images.
Nice.
So when you go watch the movie, you'll see like the fight cards and everything. Mm-hmm. I'm the one that worked on those pictures.
Yeah, shout out to you.
I've been published a few times. I really can't remember. Just like Ebony or Vogue.
Mm-hmm.
Done a lot of stuff for like VH1, Ebony, BET stuff. So I've been in a couple different things.
Yeah, nice. So I always talk about like my makeup story and how no one in my family wore makeup. It was just like a passion of mine. So what made you get into photography?
The story.
It must be good.
Yeah, I became a photographer because I wanted to sneak into a party.
Really?
Yeah. Originally, I was a screenwriter.
Okay.
My focus was strictly writing movies. All I wanted to do was work on different movies and stuff that at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time, I wrote a couple of scripts for a TV show I wanted to work on, and I needed help filming it.
Okay.
So I was like 19 at the time, and a friend of mine, I was working at T-Mobile. He was having a party, but he just graduated from our institute as a video major.
Okay.
So, not familiar with the party, I thought it was a network event. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, I could go there and help and find people to help me work on my TV show.
Yeah.
But it was a 21 and over to get in, so he told me if I act like a photographer, if I put a camera on my neck, the bouncer won't check my ID. So I borrowed a camera from my brother, and I went outside, and I walked right by the bouncer, and they didn't check me.
Wow.
Once I was inside, I was I realized it's an actual party. So I was like, all right, I have a camera. Let me just take pictures. Mm-hmm. So I took some pictures, put on Facebook, and went to sleep. Woke up the next day, everybody's tagging and posting themselves. And
nice.
So they asked me to come do it again. Then I started sneaking into all these parties around the city. Late at night, like leaving at 2 o'clock in the morning, walking home and all that stuff. And fast forward, this is what I do full time now.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
but it's
so
all because
funny.
I wanted to sneak into a party. I didn't care about photography. When I was in Art Institute for screenwriting, they was trying to make me take a Photoshop class. I'm like, I don't care about that. I'll never be a photographer. Now I had to learn Photoshop the hard way.
Right,
since I didn't want to focus in school about it. Because I never thought I would be doing this.
That is so funny.
And this is, that's kind of how.
Wow. And then you're so good at it too. So it's like a talent that you didn't even know that you had.
Yeah. I didn't even already care for it at the time, I guess.
Right.
It really did work out for me.
Wow. So what is the science behind getting the shot? I'm like obsessed with photography. I wish I knew more about it. And sometimes I look at images and I'm like, that is just such a good shot. Like, what's the science behind that?
Preparation, I guess. Lighting is number one. Anybody who does photos and videos will tell you lighting is important.
Same with makeup.
Having the right team is also very important.
Okay.
So I work with some great people, great artists that pick up where I can't do.
Yeah.
So I rely on my eye, but I also have a team of people's eye that works with me.
Cool.
So I work. I typically let the artists I work with, go crazy with whatever they want to do. No restrictions, to just go all out.
Nice.
And we typically, that chemistry help us make some great magic together.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So I know you said you like beauty and maternity shoots, but I'm obsessed with your editorial. Like,
Thank you.
I just think that some of your images is like where did this concept come from? So where do you get your concepts for editorial?
Concepts is a lot of it varies. Either my team will be like, hey, let's work on this, or let's create this, or vice versa.
Okay.
But it really is a group effort.
Okay.
It's really a big group effort. Working with the right team and ego and everything like that works perfectly.
Definitely.
So it's like, if I want to just say, hey, I want to work on this, my team will be like, all right, let's do it. And they'll just say, hey, how about this? Let's try this. And,
okay.
And that's how we do it.
Nice.
So concept really is really just depending on what inspiration hit any of us.
Okay. Yeah, I love how, photography just really ties into just an art, and makeup is an art as well. And I feel like some of the images that on your website, I'm just like, I could totally see where that makeup artist, was going with it, or what they were inspired by. So it looks like it's just so tied together nicely. I just love it.
Thank you. Some of the people I work with are very good at improvising too on the spot. So we just look around, like, I work with Paige and Jason.
Yes.
Jason, to know that he'll just look around the studio and pick something off the floor, like, hey, let's throw this into it, and it will work.
Yes.
And then same thing with Paige. Paige just like to try anything. She don't care what it is. She's like, oh, this is makeup wise. She's like, let's just try it.
Yeah.
Let me put this on her eye. Let me try it. So
great.
Working with them both is definitely a very rewarding situation, because they both bring different things out of me.
Very nice. Yeah, Paige, I've definitely worked. She works at Mac as well, so that's how I know her. And she was always just like pushing the limits. Like, she'd be like, let's do this, I'm doing this. And her makeup was always beautiful. And Jason is just like an OG in the business. I mean, if you don't know Jason, it's like, where are you? you can't be from Philly.
Because of Jason.
Yeah.
Because of the stuff that he did.
The funny thing is, when I was younger, before I even was deciding to be a makeup artist, I took a one-on-one class with Jason. And he like read me for filth. He was like, you need to do this, you need to do this. How come you're not doing this? He was like, you need to make sure you do this. How come you're not doing this? Why are you even questioning if you want to be a makeup artist? Like, he got me together.
His bluntness and honesty is what makes him such a good teacher.
Absolutely.
He motivates you in the same way he's telling you you're doing wrong.
Yep.
It's also in a very motivated way.
Absolutely. And it's from a sincere place. So, because he really wants to see people win. Yeah. It's not like sometimes people who are great at something, they like to try to keep all the, their tips and tricks, but he's like the complete opposite,
Yeah, teaching people is, showing people how you do certain things. I enjoy it. I try to teach anything. I actually would like to teach for free. My team won't let me. They're like, no, you gotta do classes, but I like helping people. So it's a great feeling where you can show somebody how to do something and then help them out and stuff like that.
Yeah. So the photographer that I actually had shoot my website images actually is working out of your studio, Johnny Rocket.
Yes. Really good guy. Really, really good guy.
I definitely love him, and his story was similar too. He's like, I didn't even know if I wanted to be a photographer. I'm like you guys
it's just sometimes it's just same thing in your life. Even though you want things to go a certain way, the calling sometimes just hits you. You don't sometimes pick what
Right.
A lot of us want our lives or our careers to go a certain way, but we have certain interests that we didn't even know we had until we got a chance to really try it.
Absolutely. So what advice would you give to an aspiring photographer?
Always shoot, free or not, work, practice. It's like, no matter how great you are, no matter how good you think you are, there's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for almost 10 years. I think I'm at 1%. So, or point, 5% or whatever. So it's like, it's never like something you can't learn. And also learn from everyone, because anybody, no matter big or small, could always teach you something. So it's always important.
I love that.
And be good to people.
Yeah.
My success to me, and I always tell people, even if they copy everything I do, it's my connections with people is what my success is.
Definitely. I love that you said that, because I think that sometimes the bigger that people get, sometimes they just feel like, no one can teach me anything. I've known this. I've been here in this game for 10 years.
My 5-year-old nephew could teach me something, and because technology is moving certain ways, and the younger people are the people that grab onto it faster.
Yes.
If he has something, he can say, hey, this is how you do it. I see him play this little video game. I can't beat the first board, and he's like
right,
all the way near the end of it, and I can't even finish the beginning. So it's like, it's always somebody that can show you something.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's just, all you gotta do is want to learn and listen.
Definitely. Okay, talk to us about the MQ Factory.
The MQ Factory, I created it for an affordable place for photographers to use.
I love that.
When I was looking for a studio back in the day, I would work with different studios, but the pricing, because I wasn't making so much, it's not their fault, of course, but since I wasn't making enough, sometimes it would not be worth it, but I want that look or the studio or the professionalism that comes with a studio. So when I created the Mannequin Factory, I charged just enough for the bill to get paid.
Wow.
So that's all I was worried about. I wasn't worried about profit. So any photographer that I joined, I was only charging them just enough so we could cover the overhead.
Wow.
So it wasn't really about making money off the studio. It was more so giving people opportunities, and that's kind of my focus in the studio.
That's great. And it's just a beautiful studio.
Thank you so much.
Yes. I
put a lot of time and attention to it. It showcased my personality. I usually tell people I'm a very relaxed, quiet, simple person, but my world has to be extra.
Right.
So I typically try to put that kind of extraness into my house or my studio and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that's my biggest focus. But of course, I have my studio manager who makes sure that the studio runs smoothly.
Nice.
So that I gotta always say thank you to him for that.
Definitely. So talk to us about some of the things that are in the studio, because I feel like what's around you is always like you said, inspiration, and be able to throw something in a shot. So tell me about like those Ricky things that like you had to put in there.
My friends call me a hoarder, but I just like to hold on to cool things,
Okay.
So in my studio, there's a lot of random things.
Okay.
But I like to be able to provide anything. So, of course, we have the hairsprays, the eyelash things, and we like to provide those things for our clients. But then also there's like masks and artwork everywhere, like paintings from different artists that I like.
Nice.
The studio's called a Mannequin Factory. So it's a bunch of mannequins, and they're all dressed up with different photo shoots I've done. So
Nice.
certain photo shoots I like, I will take something from it. It could be a crown, it could be the jacket, it could be the shoes, and I put on a mannequin next to that image of a print.
Oh.
I'm kind of a nerd, so it's kind of a mixture of art, of course, and how it feels, but also like a comic book Batman layer.
Okay.
So it's kind of like if you ever seen like how Batman layer is, it's like all random things that he collect over the years. So it's kind of like that.
Nice.
So I want it to be like different things just sitting around that you could like potentially like see and use for a concept, but also each have a story behind it, like what year we did it and what came out of it and all that stuff.
I love that. Everything is like very calculated.
Yes.
I love that. Okay. So maternity shoots. The latest that I saw on your page was, I think, Brandon Graham's wife.
Yes.
That was so beautiful. Talk
Thank
to
you
me
so
about
much.
the concept behind that.
They're great. I worked with them before. Both of them are very nice people, and it was really fun working with them. It was African inspired
Nice.
for the main look, and that was done by our stylist. Her name is Yoko. She's very good, especially African styling. So that's like her thing. So she came in and really did the set and the outfits.
Wow.
So yes, she's very good with setting things up.
Nice.
So she really focused on that aesthetic for us. And then the other ones we were really focusing heavy on certain lightings to invoke. Since we're in the studio, we wanted to kind of have an elegant look, but also a very sunny kind of
her skin
maternity.
was beautiful.
She made the work easy.
Oh my goodness, her skin was beautiful.
So it was just like the makeup artist I work with, Robin.
Okay.
Robin really did amazing work with her makeup. So it was, especially when we went to the tribal look too, she was able to really go all out. So,
yes.
Once again, team effort.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because she looked amazing. Sometimes I see some of your shoots and I'm like, maybe I want to have a kid, but I don't know. They cost so much money. Maybe I'll just have the shoot. Give the baby to somebody else.
Yeah, I hear that all the time.
Yes.
And I'm happy that I was that people like it so much. It's just a great feeling.
Yeah, and then I see that you're doing some things with weddings as well. Yes. Talk to us about that.
So I'm trying to focus more on weddings this year.
Okay.
I mean, every year, but this year I'm really trying to push it. So because I do like the freedom and the artistic side of weddings.
Okay.
You really could do some really cool things in weddings. Yes. So I really was trying to see how far I could push the envelope when it comes to wedding images.
Okay.
So this year I would tell myself I'm going to really, really focus on weddings.
Definitely. Weddings are so amazing, especially
hard work though.
Yes, it's a lot of work for makeup artists. That's obviously like our most bookings or weddings, but sometimes I just look at like even the once wedding, it was just so beautiful. It was just so elegant, not too much, but just like beautiful.
Yes, it's just some kind of magic in weddings. I don't know, the way the images look, the way they come out, the way the lighting look. It's just something about weddings. It's just super like elegant. And
absolutely.
Looking. So it's definitely an amazing feeling.
Definitely. So do you prefer outside shoots versus your studio or?
No, I definitely prefer studio because of the control.
Okay.
Having the ability to control the lighting is what I really like about it.
Okay.
I do shoot outside. A lot of people don't know that, but I do take pictures outside.
Okay.
But I love the control of
gotcha.
a studio because you can control everything, every aspect of the shot.
So not natural lighting. You don't like.
No, I like natural. Everybody loves natural lighting.
Yeah, I was about to say.
No, natural lighting is just that there's so much you could do with natural lighting because the sun does what it wants.
Yeah, that's
the sun moves.
You can get a shadow.
Yeah,
you can get all types of stuff.
Yeah, I mean there's studio lights that could counteract that, but still. There's always a time limit. There's also a certain angles you got to be.
Yeah.
So with studio, you could create certain things without having the hassle of the sun moving or setting.
That's true. Or like rain and different stuff like that. I get it. So we just had the Met Gala. Yes. So talk to me about some of your faves, what you like, what you didn't like.
So, I can't really off the top say with my faves. I saw a bunch of pictures. I think I might have saw all the pictures of what people was wearing. And I love how creative they were this year. So that's one thing about the Met Gala that I really appreciate is the creativity. Me too. And making sure that everybody's wearing the same thing or the same look and also everybody was being real creative with how they want to do things. I like what Cardi was wearing because I could just see that in a photo.
Yeah.
Like if I had a chance to shoot something that big outside,
Yes.
also,
Yes.
would be amazing. So that's one of the things I really like is just the length and the extraness.
Yeah, and the headpiece. Yes. I just love.
Now, if you go to my studio, I have headpieces.
Do you? Oh my God, I love a good headpiece.
Queen Bee Hair did all these pieces for my studio, and they're just amazing, handmade headpieces. So I love headpieces.
Me too. Like I feel like a headpiece can just like complete an outfit or complete a look. Mm-hmm. So when I saw that headpiece, I was like, yeah, and her makeup artist Erica is just amazing. Anyway, so with the makeup and the headpiece and the dress, I was like, Cardi looked amazing.
Yeah, so I definitely just loved the extraness of everything.
So from the way I look at things, like with galas and even in magazines, I'm looking at like the makeup. So are you looking at the photography, like or like the images?
Yeah, definitely looking at them. And how they, the angles they're catching. Mm-hmm. So like I said, like Cardi's angle from the behind showing the extraness of the dresses.
Yes.
That's a really cool shot.
Definitely. What did you think about Nicki Minaj's shots? People were trying to say that she was pregnant, and I was thinking that maybe it was just the dress making her look like that.
Well, I didn't really look into much about that. I saw her outfit though. But I only saw the back of it.
Okay.
Which wasn't the right angle I saw it. But then I saw the front of it and I saw what she was going for. And it looks amazing. So I definitely like what she had.
You did like it.
But I didn't pay too much attention to see if she was pregnant or not.
Yeah, you know how people are. I didn't think that she looked pregnant. I don't know. I like Nicki and I wanted something a little bit different from her. I didn't think that she looked bad at all. But like you said, the back of the dress, when I first saw it, I was just like, okay.
But maybe she wasn't ready. They definitely would have to like pull it. People had to come in and pull it out.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is. Mm-hmm. So they probably called her before, right when she got out the car, versus when she's like ready to make the entrance.
Exactly.
So that's probably what it is.
Definitely.
Everybody probably don't look their best before. Mm-hmm. Like a runway, they gotta fix it up right before they walk in.
Exactly. Especially those long dresses like that. You definitely have to have it just right for it to look, amazing. What did you think about Kim K?
Oh, I like the look.
Yeah.
The wet look that she had too.
Yes.
So I definitely want to shoot something like that real soon. So I'm definitely going to work on that.
How do you like textures, like shooting textured looks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love textured makeup. Like anything that looks like foiled or something like that is like one of my favorites.
Me and my team is definitely on like, we're about to take everything up a notch.
That's awesome.
We're really going to work on some major things this year. So we're definitely going to try all these looks and all these ideas.
Yes.
That's like the process. We've been, everybody been working on separate things. Mm-hmm. So we've been quiet lately. So so it's time to make some noise. So we're about to really go all out.
Yes, we're ready. So how do people book with you?
You could book on www.rickycodio.com.
Okay.
Or you could email me at rickykodiophoto@gmail.com.
Okay. And are you booking like a couple months in advance, or what's that waiting list like? I feel like it would be crazy.
The wait list is typically you should book 3 weeks in advance.
3 weeks in advance. Okay,
Yeah,
that's not
3
bad.
weeks. And we typically do good with, since I shoot any day, so we could probably always find a way to squeeze some money in.
Nice. So who comes up with the concept? So like for me, like I want to do a big shoot for my birthday. So would we like discuss it or?
Yeah, we usually talk on the phone about it. A lot of times clients already know what the kind of look they want.
Yeah.
And I have to just kind of make it happen.
Okay.
But we could usually talk about it and see if we could figure out an idea or where we're going to go with it.
Okay. How do you handle people who want like things that may not be flattering or something that might be outlandish? Like I know in the makeup world, people always want like all these extravagant things. And like if they don't have the eye to support the look, that's a conversation that we have to have. Like, hey, you have, a hooded eye or, your eyes are a little bit smaller in size. So your eye can't support this look. So how do you handle like people? There would be somebody like me who wanted like to hang from this chandelier or
and there's nothing to stop
like
you. I mean, if you see yourself in that look, then let's give it a try.
Okay.
It's not how it's a chance for us to try something.
Okay.
And go crazy and try something cool. But it's how you see yourself. It's not. A lot of times, people will look at a picture and they know that their height or body weight or face or whatever don't look like that, but. It's how you see yourself. If you see that look for yourself, then I'm not going to stop you. I'm going to probably. My job is to make sure it look perfect and great for you.
Okay.
I don't want to deter you from your vision and what you really want.
That's great.
So,
because sometimes I feel like we come up, I know me, like I would come up with something outlandish, and I love that you would be like willing to try it. You're like, okay, this sounds crazy, but we gonna try it.
I always say that. Okay.
Right.
I don't, it's my job to make whatever you come up with come to life. So
nice.
I'm not going to stop you.
What was your most memorable shoot that you ever had?
Most memorable.
Probably a hard question.
Yeah. Memorable. I'm trying to think. I mean, shooting Tara was memorable because of just the outcome of everything. Not watching Love and Hip Hop or knowing too much about Tara to see how big it happened.
Okay.
It was just, I did not see that coming.
Right.
So it was very
and she
interesting.
Looked beautiful.
And it kind of pushed me into start doing maternity.
Okay.
I was doing maternity here and there, but that kind of shift my my photography into like, okay, let me focus more on maternity.
Okay.
And that really kind of put me on another path. So I'll say that's a very memorable shoot.
Okay.
And the reaction to it was just, wow.
She looked amazing. She really did.
And
she had like gold, right? Like
Jason, painted her gold.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And then the thing about it is like, she did like maybe 6-7 maternity shoots.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that she did like 6 or 7 maternity shoot, but they chose what me and Jason did for the show.
Wow.
So on the episode that they played and they showed it, they chose that one. But she did like a bunch of maternity shoots.
That's amazing. Does that it's like so rewarding for you, right?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And you're like, I don't even watch the show. I don't know who this is, but
yeah, I didn't really watch the show, but she's a very nice woman. She's a really good person to work with.
You know who I feel like is a really nice and would be good to work with? Nafisa.
Yeah, I work with her.
Yeah, I've seen like a lot of some shoots you've done with her, and I feel like would be like someone good to shoot, or like good energy and stuff like that. Yeah,
Nafisa is very fun and very nice person to work with.
She always reps
and she's
Philly.
and she's always willing to do something cool.
Yeah,
she don't care. All right, let's do it.
That's great.
So she's definitely a fun person to work with.
That's awesome. How about a shoot that wasn't your favorite shoot? Like, do you not like to shoot certain things, or?
It's funny. It's gonna sound bad, but I do not like taking pictures of kids like that.
No,
it's not like I hate it or nothing like that. I like kids. I love kids. But when a kid don't want to take pictures, he or she do not want to take pictures. Exactly. That's the problem. So it's like, I just feel bad sometimes because it's like, okay, we're not getting the shots that you want, but time is up, and it's like, it just feels, like a kid could walk in and he could be taking pictures, and then they'll be like, you know what, I'm done, and they'll just walk off or cry the whole entire time. Right. So it's like taking pictures of kids is very hard. Yeah. 'Cause I remember one day we had to put on a show for somebody for like the whole entire session. We keep playing this cartoon for them over and over again. Oh my goodness. That was not a problem. It was just the kid that was like, at the first 2-3 minutes he was like, okay. Then he was like, I don't care about this no more. So it's like, that was our big plan. That was our like, that was it. That was it. That was our big. That was the only plan, was this one little thing, and he don't care about it no more. So it was just very difficult. Oh man! So did you guys get it done? Yeah. Okay. We ended up shooting and then getting some shots that we like. So it was, but it's definitely a process shooting kids. Definitely.
Wow. I think that's one thing I'm grateful for, that kids don't need makeup.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes, like, flower girls, you just have to like maybe put on a little blush, but for the most part, because it can be challenging, because they just want to be a kid, know. So we're asking them to do.
It's one thing taking pictures of them on your phone, but when it's in front of all the lights and everybody's just staring at them, they're like, no, thank you. Yeah. So it's very hard for them. Yeah. Anyone else besides kids that are kind of challenging? No, I just think
just kids.
Yeah, and I still do it here and there, but yeah, I think that's the only one I really see challenging as kids.
Have you done any shoots with animals? Like, remember on Top Model?
I shot dogs before.
Okay. Yeah. Would you do like spiders and stuff? Like how?
Yeah, I want to do things like that. I mean, I don't have to touch the spiders. So yeah. The model's gonna have to like.
When Eva did that spider shot, I thought it was beautiful. However, I don't know how she had that spider on her face.
I do not know how either, because I would not be.
Right. You're like, I'll shoot the picture.
That's why I like being on the other side. I would not be touching those spiders.
So. No, and it was on her eye.
Yeah, it's. Yeah.
The limits that you photographers, push to get that shot.
Because, like a lot of things that we see, we don't know how hard it is.
Mm-hmm.
Most bikini shots are shot in winter. So when you see the models outside, it's probably winter time.
Wow.
So because they have to get it ready for spring.
Right.
So, the photographer probably have a big fur coat on behind it, but they're just freezing. So it's a lot that the models got to deal with.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be a model either. I'm like, mm-mm. But speaking of, did you see Tyra Banks' Sports Illustrated?
Yes, I did.
How beautiful did she look?
Yeah, and there's minimum to no Photoshop in that. That was very minimum. There was Photoshop, but it was very minimum.
Now, can you tell Photoshop? Like, do you have
Yeah. I mean, some people are very good at it, but sometimes you could tell.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that she looked beautiful. And then they had like the one that she did before and this year's, and she just has not aged, in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely could tell it wasn't really Photoshopped. If not, like, it might have do a little skin thing, but other than that, they definitely did not really do too much. They definitely didn't do nothing to her body either.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much for being here. I learned a lot of different things.
Thank you for having me.
And you're so modest. Like, you don't even talk about how big of a deal you are. Almost too modest. But yeah, thank you for coming. So give us your website again and how people can contact you.
It's rickycodio.com.
Okay.
Or RICKYCODIO.com. Ricky Codio photo at Gmail.
Okay.
And then Ricky Codio on every social media.
Okay. And then also there's like the MQ Factory that people can follow.
MQ Factory. The MQ Factory at Gmail.
Okay.
And MQ Factory on every social media.
Gotcha. And then there's a new one, Ricky Codio Wedding.
Yes.
I'm plugging you.
I really appreciate it.
I'm like, wait, get it all out there.
Yes, Ricky Codio Weddings is my page. I focus strictly on weddings and my wedding work.
See, I'm speaking my wedding into existence. So, one of those days I'm going to be on there too. Yeah, for sure. All right. So before we go, we are going to talk about my product of the week. Mm-hmm. I actually have it, but I'm not going to dig for it. But it is the Fenty Beauty Lava. Do you guys, how do you make your models like shiny? What kind of stuff do you guys use?
We use magic.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of like magic in a bottle.
I actually don't know. My makeup artists do it, and I'm learning different things that they're doing.
Yeah.
I really know, and I know it was a beauty blender and all that stuff too.
Yes, look at you.
But I don't really know how they do it. They'll say it, but I don't know, something shimmer or bronzer. Yeah. Or something like that.
See, I'm gonna have to tell Paige she gotta get you in on.
Don't tell Paige on me, because I should be knowing these things by now. Exactly. That's what she's gonna say. So.
Right, she's gonna be like, "Come on now, you should know."
Yes, she was saying that.
But so it's amazing for like putting all over the body. I actually have a little bit on today. It's my go-to in the summertime, especially on the beach. Especially, it just looks amazing on my skin. And she has a new color that just came out, so that's my product of the week. Please. Definitely, everybody needs to go out and grab that for the summer because it's amazing. And for photo shoots, it would be beautiful for sure. But yeah, thank you again for coming. I really enjoyed this. And please go follow all of Ricky's pages. You will definitely thank me later. And thanks for tuning in to episode 12. Talk to you later.